What's going on? I'm Kenyon Glover. You can find me on all social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Kenyon Glover. Just search me. And also check out my episode on Boss Talks on the Rooftop.
What's up, everybody? This is Bryson Fowler, Boss Talks on the Rooftop, Season 7. And today I have the greatest honor of introducing Mr. Kenyon.
What's up, man?
What's up, family? How you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Good to see you.
You too, brother.
Now, I gave you a short intro because I want you to pop your shit on camera, man. So like, for those of you that don't know, he has various of different facets that he's going into, that he's done, that he's been in, and we're going to talk about his journey going into Dallas. So, Brother King.
Yes, sir.
We're going to pull up.
Okay.
We're going to light up. And we're going to talk up.
Pour up, light up, talk up. All right, let's do it. We already got poured up.
We already poured up.
We already poured up.
Yeah, I don't really shout on nobody liquor unless they're paying for it. So we just go do it. Let me borrow your cutter.
Yes, sir.
Well, actually, let me let you cut.
Let me cut it for you.
Nah, this was actually yours.
Oh.
All right. We're gonna chunk that up to a blue. So, educate. Yeah, don't make me laugh. That's how you know, hey, those kingpin cutters work too damn well. All right. So what just happened is we cut past the cap of the cigar, so we're on the shoulder of it. So the cigar has three main body parts. Excuse me: the foot, the shoulder, the cap. So when you cut past the cap, it'll make the cigar leaf unravel just like that. So we don't want to cut past the cap. So just a quick little information.
Cigar lesson right there.
Yeah, so we're going to cut and light. I'm gonna smoke this later because it's not going to unravel on me later. But
I'm going to let him cut it from here on out.
So what we want to do is we want to take our cigar at a 45-degree angle and just barely cut the tip off, just like that. All right? You got a good clean cut. And you just pack the tobacco back in there so it don't come loose. And then we're ready to light. Now, Brother King, I'm gonna let you try one more time.
Okay. You gonna let me cut?
Yeah. You're gonna cut your own. Each one teach one, baby.
All right. I can handle it this time. I got the lesson 101.
Yes, sir. So
cigar cutting.
And with a torpedo shape, that's what that is. You're just gonna cut the very tip off.
Get the very tip. Right? Is that it?
A little more.
You see, I'm no good at this cutting, so bear with me here.
Let's see.
That's good?
Yeah.
Now we light up?
Now we're gonna light up with kingpin torches.
Yo, these kingpin torches is the bomb, man. This is like the best thing I've ever seen, really.
And I appreciate that. Those of you can't see the light, but you can actually tell because during the day, it's a single blue flame. And sometimes you want to test the edge by a puff. Make sure it's fully lit. Look at it. If your edges aren't all the way lit, you want to take the flame to it again, light the edges again, and let it ash.
All right, we in business now.
Yeah. Brother Ken, hey man, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
joining me, baby.
Absolutely.
We're gonna get through it.
Had to have my cutting lesson first, get that out the way.
Hey, no worries, man. So, before you got to Dallas, how long have you been here?
I've been in Dallas now for 2 years. I came here from LA, Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Been living in Los Angeles for 15 years.
Sheesh.
So
How'd you muster that?
you know what? I love LA, man. I love Los Angeles, California, of course. I think it's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Of course, the beaches, the sunny weather, year round.
Yeah.
So I just needed, I needed a change. I needed something different.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
LA is ugly as hell to me. It's an ugly city to me.
Oh, now what part did you go to?
I've been through all of it. I've seen the beaches, like that's cool. Like, but it looked like you're going towards the desert first, and then you get to the beach, and then it's like it just looks like a bunch of hood places in Hollywood.
You know what? Nobody's ever called Los Angeles ugly, ever.
Hey,
I've never heard that remark.
I'm that outlier.
I see.
It's ugly as hell to me. But
I might be offended if I was from there, but I'm not from there, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm from Louisiana originally.
Oh yeah, what part?
Monroe, Louisiana.
Oh, okay. So you're a country boy.
I'm a country boy.
In a big city.
Not a country bumpkin, but I'm a country boy.
Hey man, nothing wrong with being a country bumpkin here and there. But like nothing, being raised in the city and being raised in the country is you get an even kill of an upbringing, because you get both sides of the coin.
Right.
Like, what I'm saying, I can take you fishing,
right,
and then we can also go in the city and go rumble in the jungle. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's really cool to have like that background.
Yeah.
So when you're from Monroe, what was that traveling to LA?
You know what? It took a long time for me to adjust. That was a hard transition for me, because coming from a small country town of 50,000 people probably at that time to the huge city of Los Angeles, man, it took a lot of transitioning. It took a lot of adjusting. So I wasn't used to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I felt so out of place. I felt so unusual, unordinary. You know what I'm saying? I'm around all these big famous people and actors and models, and it was hard at first, but I adjusted. I mean, because I was leaving the NBA. I played in the NBA for a short stint. So coming from the NBA market, transitioning to Los Angeles and entertainment industry, I mean, it wasn't hard because I'd already kind of experienced
being around that
kind of crowd. So it wasn't too hard, but it still took me a while to adjust. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a new environment, I'm in a new industry, going from being an athlete to now being in front of the camera to being an actor. So that was a hard adjustment at first.
Man, what is that adjustment like? Because I know what the adjustment like is from being an athlete and going into the real world and getting a 9 to 5, and then trying to figure out your schedule and your structure.
Right.
What is that like, going from being a professional athlete and going into a entertainment industry where you're still a rookie at this point?
Yeah.
What's that like?
You know what? It was like going from being a somebody to everybody pretty much kissing your butt to being a nobody to everybody is kind of like, well, you wait in line. We'll get to you when we get to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's a humbling feeling, man.
Right, exactly.
Right. You don't know who the fuck I am? The fuck? What are we doing?
It was one of them moments.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, hold on now. Like, you didn't check my background? You don't know my record? You make me wait the back of the line?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a humbling experience, like you said. But, I eventually got humbled.
Yeah.
And I adjusted to being humble. So, after I did go through the humbling process and I started really kind of making my adjustments and really getting some nice little recognizable roles for myself, things started to turn for the better. So I started to kind of make my way around the industry and get some nice roles and make a name for myself. And I was getting onto some very good projects. And my first major project was Young and the Restless.
Oh wow!
So I was on Young and the Restless for a while. So
I love that show.
Yeah, right. So that was my first big break. And
Young
after
and the
that,
Restless.
man, everything else kind of just took off.
Man, that's awesome, man. Because you had to put it into work and it just wasn't given to you.
Right, absolutely.
So what was your thought process in like going into like, dang, now I got to put in the work? Did you take that same passion that you had with playing ball and then just roll it over into the next thing, or was that an adjustment too?
No, it was good because I was used to being a competitor. And of course, being in the entertainment industry, you competing against other people. So I'm bringing that same competitive spirit to this industry. So that was easy for me. You know, I'm about to work hard. I'm about to do whatever I need to do to gain the leverage and to learn and grow on that craft of acting. So I did everything I needed to do, taking acting classes, hiring an acting coach, and going to as many classes as I need to go, and being on as many sets as I needed to be on, just to learn and grow and get the knowledge and get the terminology down and all those kind of things. So it took a long time for me to kind of learn everything and how to move and how to navigate my way through the entertainment industry.
Right.
But after you get kind of your feet wet and you kind of get to know people, and it became easier and easier, man. Before you know it, it was like people was calling me like, yo, I want you to be a part of this project. Yo, I saw you in this. I want you to be a part of this. So, it kind of took off.
Yeah. So the networking aspect really worked well with you after you put in the work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I always think about, like, okay, with reading the script and going over your lines, man, how do you memorize your lines? And like how do you, because in my mind, I'm like, you're looking at a whole scene. Right. And just like, you can have 10 pages and that's probably what, 2 minutes of talking, if that. How do you go verbatim, or do you just make it your own and you put your own spin on what that character needs?
You really have to know the backstory. You really have to know your character. You got to know what's going on in this scene. What is your character? How is your character acting? What's his mannerism? What's his placements? How is he moving? Is he sitting up? Is he standing up? Or what is he doing throughout the course of the dialogue or what he's saying? So it's a lot of different nuances you have to know, when delivering a scene and learning your lines. So my process is pretty much, I take line by line.
Yeah.
I learn the first line, and I'll say that one line, it could be 4 words. And I'll say that one line or 4 words probably 1,000,000 times before I move on to the next sentence and the next line. So I really want to know every line like it's the back of my hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just muscle memory.
Right.
Everything is pretty much muscle memory.
Right.
Even when it comes to learning your lines. So that's pretty much my process, man. Just knowing my character, knowing who I am, knowing who my co-actors is, knowing who I am in the scene, knowing the story, the concept, what's going on. So it's a long process, but that's what makes being a great actor.
I can dig it, man. So being a great actor means you have to be a voracious reader.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So going into reading, what got you into writing?
Just journaling. What got me to writing is journaling, man. I suffered from depression for a long time. I suffered from mental health for a long time. And the thing that got me into writing was just journaling, just sitting down, writing out my thoughts, writing out my emotions, what I was going through, why I was going through it, how I think I could change what I was going through. And as I sat down and I started writing, I started journaling, I found it so therapeutic. It was a way for me to release the frustration and the anger and everything that I was feeling as far as emotion go. And the more I started journaling, the more I felt comfortable just being a writer and writing out everything I was going through and that was in my head and just releasing it out on paper. So that's how I got into writing, just journaling and writing out whatever I was thinking, I would write it out.
Yeah, because you produced a book.
Yeah.
What's the name of the book?
Actually, 2 books now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the names?
So the first book is called The Rebirth and Resurrection of a New Man.
Oh, that's powerful.
Yeah.
I like that.
The second book is called Faithful and Focused.
Man, that's deep. You hit on two main points for me. Like everything embodying being the man and being focused and having faith.
Right.
Really resonates with me. So like just off the title alone, like I would pick up the book. Like,
Yeah.
because going through what your journey is, it's mental health month. I know there's other thing that they celebrate in the month of June, but it's actually Men's Mental Health Month. And what you said, like you was going through depression, and writing is what helps you work your way out of that, so much. So going into having faith and focus, is that help you realign, like your writing help realign you to being back into your faith and being back focused on your task?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. People that have heard my story before know that I've tried to commit suicide 4 different times. Over the span of 15 years, I've tried suicide 4 times. And so I'm here by the grace of God.
Amen.
I wasn't supposed to be here.
Yeah.
After 4 suicide attempts.
I'm glad you failed at that.
Yeah, me too.
One thing that you've been successful at, I'm glad you failed at. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate you sharing that with us, man.
Yeah.
But like, I had to interrupt you to let you know that I'm glad that you weren't successful in that.
Me too, man.
Man, so all praises to you, brother. So, you know.
Man, all glory to God, man, because God brought me through it. God saved my life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because the times that I tried to commit suicide, there's no way I was supposed to live through that. You know, so that was an intervention from God. So I give him all the glory for being here right now. So yeah, being able to go through the mental health and go through depression and go through the suicidal attempts and being a survivor and knowing that God saved me for a purpose, knowing that I have a purpose here, that's what brought me back to my faith. You know, knowing that I still have a purpose. I have some work to do. You know, I'm here for a reason. I'm not here just wasting time, wasting space. So that's really motivated me to do what I do now, which is to go out and minister and speak to people, speak to the youth and empower them and encourage them and lead people out of that darkness. So many people are suffering in silence. People may not know.
Yeah.
People are not willing to admit that they suffered in silence, because I've been there. I know how it is. So when I encounter so many people that are suffering in silence, I'm like, yo, I've been there. I know what you're going through. So it's my duty, it's my mission, it's my purpose to go help pull those people out of that darkness. So that's my purpose now. And that's what I do pretty much on a daily basis.
Man, God bless you, brother. I appreciate you sharing the story with us. So, in your walks of life, what got you into this next phase of, you got acting, now you're doing a fashion show?
Yeah.
So, what got you into doing fashion or hosting a show?
I started doing fashion shows back in Atlanta. So I lived in Atlanta for a few years, from 2014 to 2016, I believe. And my wife at that time, we divorced now, but she and I started Georgia Peach Fashion Week. We launched it from scratch. So when we launched it, we didn't expect it to, we didn't know how it was going to do. We didn't know it was going to be successful, or it was going to fail, or what, but we was like, we just going to give it a shot. So when we launched it, man, we got so much buzz, we got so much positive feedback, and it turned out to be one of the biggest shows in the Southeastern region in the first year.
Yeah.
So we did it for the next 3 years, and that's how I started doing shows. So when her and I split, and she doing her thing, whatever, and when I moved to Dallas a couple of years ago, I said, you know what, I want to start something here in Dallas. I want to launch my own fashion event here in Dallas. So that's what the idea came, and I called it Impact Fashion Showcase, because the whole mission behind it is to make an impact by impacting the lives of people that are suffering from mental health. So that's what the whole impact came from. I named it Impact because I want to continue making an impact in the lives of those people who are suffering. So that's why I partnered with the Grant Halliburton Foundation out here in Dallas. And the Grant Halliburton Foundation is a foundation that create programs, for mental health, suicide prevention, and things like that. So I wanted to partner with them to give them part of the proceeds that we get from this event and donate to their cause. So that's how this whole journey of Impact Fashion Showcase began.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's what we started the podcast for. The podcast is to motivate young men or women and to create their own different lanes. There's all walks of life.
Yeah.
And there's all different ways of being successful in this life.
Right.
You look at me, I'm a black roofer. Didn't go to school for it. Played ball in college, thinking I was going to be a professional athlete. Had a tax business and then morphed into being in the roofing industry.
Yeah.
And my uncle's in the roofing industry for over 30 years. Had this man told me type of money he was making as a roofer, I probably would have never went to college. I would have like, yeah, we're going to throw all that away.
Right.
But when I tell people like my story, it's like, they're like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah, man, there's so many different millionaires and different ways to make money at it.
Yes.
And so many different ways to be impactful.
Yeah.
That people need to see it and need to hear it.
Absolutely.
Like your story is not going to look like my story. My story is not going to look like their story. But if they can be inspired and lock in,
that's what it's all about.
You know. So I commend you and applaud you for coming on and sharing your story, man. Because we're gonna keep rolling.
Yeah.
But it's just something in me that's like, yo, I connect with you when you say impact. Because I was told this story by one of my pastors. He said he was in the gym, he's working out, and he saw a guy who's looking all ripped up, and he's like, "Hey man, what are you working out for? Are you like going into
training for something,
or are you getting ready for something?" He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm just here to look good and maintain." And then he saw another guy working out real hard, and he looked ripped up and everything. He was like, "Say, man, what are you training for?" He was like, "Man, I'm a firefighter, and I'm a vet." And he's like, "Sometimes I gotta carry bodies out of buildings."
Yeah.
And he said, two things are important. Whether you're doing it for an image or doing it for an impact, you still got to do the work.
That's powerful.
And so he said, "What's your purpose? Is your purpose to be an image, or is your purpose to make an impact?" And so you saying impact fashion,
right?
Man, I was like, man, that's powerful, brother.
Yes,
that's powerful, because what you're out here doing is you're impacting everybody's lives by putting a positive spin on them. They come out there, they're doing their fashion like you just had one of the largest casting calls in Dallas.
Yeah.
And you know how many young women or young men that attended that and like, this is our big moment.
Right, exactly.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And that's either they're gonna get chose for that, and that's gonna impact their lives to go on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Or it's gonna impact their lives that they're gonna, okay, well, I'm gonna be ready for the next one. So I love what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
So going into the next thing, what do you think about this cigar?
Think about what?
The cigar you smoke.
Man, this cigar is the bomb, man.
Yeah.
I love it. Is this your brand too? Okay. I like it though, man.
Yeah. So I was today years old when I learned how to retrohale. There's a puff, and then there's a retrohale. That's where you intake through the mouth and blow out the nose. Now you never inhale a cigar. You always you never really smoke. You always puff.
Right.
So you take it in the mouth, you blow it out. Right. So I learned that I'm a fan of San Andreas wrappers.
Okay.
And Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. It's been a different kind of learning curve for me, because I've been smoking cigars for probably like 8 years.
Okay.
right?
I just started, so I'm about a year in right now. I'm still a rookie, so.
But see, it's okay, because like I didn't realize I was still a rookie until like I went to like a cigar industry trade show,
Yeah.
and I got like a whole catalog of knowledge right then and there within 3 days. And now I feel like I know
Right.
what the hell I'm talking about.
So you're a cigar connoisseur now.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay,
I'm in
okay.
it. I'm in the game, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, now like, that's why when you cut past that cap, it was so funny to me. Cause I remember when I first was cutting my cigar, I was like, shit, chop. Half the stick is
That's the
gone.
whole thing, all right.
Yeah. So when's the show?
So the show is July 27th at Irving Theater. So you don't want to miss this. It's going to be one of the hottest fashion shows in the Dallas region. So come out, have a good time. Like I said, part of the proceeds will go toward the Grant Halliburton Foundation, which supports mental health. Go to impactfashionshowcase.com, get your tickets because they're selling fast. So you don't want to miss this. We have a few VIP tickets left. So go ahead, grab your tickets. impactfashionshowcase.com.
And so how are we able to connect with you on your platforms?
So if you want to connect with me, go to all the social medias, Kenyon Glover. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, everything.
Yeah,
I'm on TikTok. KenyonGlover.net is my website, or KenyonGlover.com.
Well, brother, I appreciate you coming out.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Hey, I'm Bryson Fowler. Guys, remember, storms don't last, but your home should. Peace. 2 fingers. What's up, everybody? This is Bryson Fowler, Boss Talks on the Rooftop. I don't even know what season we're on.
7.
We're still on 7?